VP are obviously one game away from elimination, which would be news. As a former Join Dota editor, I would be all over that. But sadly, I can't write articles.
There we go.
And now your hands are broke or what?
We're at 1.5. What's going on here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can speed up the chat a bit. Let's see if we can go a little bit
All
faster.
right, there's a mag ban coming from an RNG. No,
Definitely,
anything different. Rana, Io.
So RNG has first pick again. I really don't think you leave Alk in the pool.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's see if they do that. I'll be curious.
Not a fan of that. I mean,
when you get to this kind of stage when you're one game up,
Yep,
there it is.
yeah,
You can kind of assume that, you know, they're going to ban this hero. Like, it was clearly the big issue in the
you
last.
definitely
And that way,
so.
you can
They still get the Shadow Demon, though.
Yeah, that's a nice hero.
That was sad, though, last game, wasn't it? All those black holes, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Just Alchemist
Those
goals.
were nice. Those were nice holes.
Just take them.
Yeah.
They were nice holes.
Yeah, loved those.
Let's say
big
the whole
holes.
word, black hole. Let's not say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Shadow Demon again. Brax had some great intro into that hero. Even
I?
though his ability is kind of anticlimactic, isn't it? When he just like throws out those things and then
It's nothing crazy looking, right?
Yeah, it
It's
could be
slow
more.
and it creeps
Was
up on you.
It was VP that banned Warlock last game, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay.
Centaur into Shadow Demon. It's I feel like that's a little ballsy just because Centaur likes to cut the wave and it completely makes it so that you can't really do that.
He
Do
does
they
stop
still cut the
the...
wave, though?
Not a level 1. People don't usually do it at level 1.
Yep. If it does happen, it happens later, and it's because they're leaving him solo to go do something else. But so honestly, Centaur's a strong enough laner just to play the lane straight up
really
and
is.
just play an honest Dota game, and he's got 800 health, bunch
I feel
of
like
damage.
in a lot of games back when Axe and Centaur were both cutting the wave a lot, you might have been better just laning. It's just a lot of the time people take these like 70-30 lanes and say like, all right, let's just not risk it, even though it's 70-30.
Yeah, it's
Some people are
so
very safe.
the one thing that it does do is it destroys the enemy 5 position.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's what they run around
Yeah,
level
yeah.
2. You know, 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Never have any hope of boots. Sometimes you go to mess with the guy cutting and Axe battle hungers and you just die over and over.
Yeah.
That was Slax's tip to me. I wanted to gain MMI. Just said get Axe, Battle Hunger,
Yes.
Orb of Venom, and it actually worked.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Slacks does give good
that
advice.
last part, little question.
I don't know about the I don't know about the Orb of Venom,
the
but
Battle Hunger. That's a good one.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Solid spell, that. Right?
They banned the Lifestealer.
Yes, they did.
I'm not a fan of
RNG
that
got
hero.
rid of
Every time I see it, it just looks worse and worse.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's repulsive.
There must be one guy at Valve that loves
Repulsive.
it, and he can't wait to make it
Yes.
more revolting. Some, like massive perverts. They can't wait.
Yeah.
Morphling ban.
Is Lifestealer your most hated hero?
Most hated in terms of the worst hero
Yeah, the
that
one
people are picking?
You don't want to play against it. The
No,
most.
I'm fine playing against Lifestealer.
Fine
What's
with
your
it.
most hated?
Playing mana leak heroes, heroes who can drain mana. I think spellcasting is the most fun thing in Dota, and the heroes that just make it not possible are really lame.
Okay. What about Silencer just stopping?
That's
your
the
cast?
worst.
Okay.
If you're Pudge and you
Scum.
die once to Silencer, you can no longer use 2 spells.
That's
It is-
so sad.
It is the saddest, possibly hardest counter to Pudge for the dumbest possible reason.
Zach,
happens
Zach,
to
you don't
Mars,
play
too.
Silencer, do you, Zach?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Ever since Mask of Madness silences you, I just dropped the hero.
How sad.
Well,
The build has
right?
been killed for you.
Oh, it's so fun. So this is a Roger time, right?
Okay, they're
I
going
would assume
beefy.
so. Gyro.
Gyro. This, I'm assuming they wanted to pick Gyro.
What is this then,
Not
Judge?
like Alliance. Is
Yes.
this, they did. Okay.
That was pretty
just
quick.
checking.
I wanted this hero. I will say SD ET is an
You just-
insane support combo. In
Yes.
the mid-lane
You've
game.
no filter.
No filter.
Faceless Void,
Gosh.
okay.
All right, all right.
You got your Faceless Void ET combo.
This is
and
a
also-
classic counter to Gyrocopter, right?
Yeah, yeah. You actually can't play at any stage of the game against this very well.
Let's go. Invoker.
Not that strong in lane either. Just leaping through rockets.
Gyro really needs a save to play against this sort of lineup.
What do you guys think
Yep,
about
and
some
look, they
Invoker
ban
pick
out a save right there, the OD.
Invoker pick 4 VP.
Or do you mean RNG for the...
for RNG?
Unlikely,
I'm
right?
just
'Cause,
kidding.
Omni Knight. Interesting. I like
Shrek.
Omni Knight.
And this
Yeah,
draft
exactly,
seems to be
it's a
going
little
real fast.
Is VP, is this a wild draft by VP or safe?
It's normal speed, though.
Safe or dangerous? What are we thinking?
For VP?
Yeah. Because they could be eliminated. Is this a safe draft or are they going all in?
I think this is a pretty safe draft for playing fast. I don't know what you guys think.
I think this is a pretty standard draft. This last pick might get interesting, though. We'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not Storm.
What kind of hero do you guys want to see here?
They banned Kunkka.
Because
so-
Gyrocopter could be the mid laner as well.
Yeah.
I want the elephant techies. I haven't seen that in the game yet. That'd be cool.
That would be nice.
It looks really cool.
They do have the toss mines combo, but then they would have like a mid-tiny.
When the Omni comes out, everything kind of changes, right? Now all of a sudden you're kind of scrambling to either match the team fight or have something that's good against the ultimate.
I actually, RNG has the Leshrac, but Naga's pretty good.
Wraith. Okay,
Okay.
so
Naga's fine.
choosing to play against the Chronosphere instead, right?
Yeah.
Trying to negate these big old combos.
Okay, what are we thinking, Zach? How do you feel about the draft 2-1 here?
I feel pretty confident with RNG. I think their supports are really, really strong.
Brax?
I'm going to have to agree. When I look at both drafts, I just think that RNG's lineup is so much easier to play. They've got save, they've got superior team fight, it's also BKB piercing. Their lanes look pretty good with the Omni. Leshrac is a stable mid laner against Gyro as well. I think it just looks like an easier game to play for them.
Thinking?
I agree with RNG. I think they have a pretty good early game. I think they're going to play fast, but they also have the ability to play slow against a VP lineup that's
Carrying the worst cosmetics ever.
exactly. So yeah,
What a
definitely
hideous
RNG.
lineup.
So we just don't believe in the stampeded Warlock Golem?
No, not the most epic of combos. I just wanted to say that coming into this match, I thought maybe VP would be much outclass RNG and look way higher skilled in all aspects of the game, but clearly that's not the case.
Yeah.
I did not feel like that at all after game 1.
Okay, well, let's see what happens.
All right.
Let's join our casters, Gareth and Black.
Thank you, Mally. So panel unanimous, RNG outdrafting Virtus Pro. Black, thoughts?
I'm pretty disappointed with the last pick Wraith King, to be honest. Like, Omni Knight is already a counter to Wraith King, and they picked Wraith King last into the Omni Knight, so I'm not entirely sure what they're thinking with their draft, but we'll see what happens, I guess. I agree with them. Their draft is way easier to play on the RNG side, and yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, VP, they've got a decent amount of kind of high ground hold and team fight, right, with Fatal Bonds, Call Down,
Sure.
Stampede, so there are ways here for VP to potentially set up or turn team fights. It is just RNG, like the panel was saying, multi-layered saving mechanisms for them, as well as the big Chrono, which is going to be able to catch Gyro.
I think Shadow Demon, honestly, is just such a strong hero. Like, he gives damage, save, slow, setup. It's like
Laning
almost
harass.
nothing the hero does. Doesn't do.
Laning harass.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, it's also an anti-carry with disruption,
Yeah,
right?
he counters every carry in the game. And, of course, I'm just going to remove 40% of your max health.
And then once you get into late game, you've got Ags with a Demonic Purge,
Break.
damage at the 25 talent.
Also breaks. It just
That Omni Taunt, very distracting.
very nice.
2 for 2 bounty runes. Roger and Pasha both get the bottom ones.
Yeah.
What's Arfu doing here? So he's sat behind the Roche pit.
He was just
keeping
like
bottom
setting
lane.
up for the rune. You know, maybe there's like a rune kill that can make happen or something. But Void is a very self-sustainable carry, so you don't feel bad leaving him alone.
So Arfu can make some early movements.
Yeah, for sure.
Roger. Definitely going to be wary of this poison stacking up on him.
Went boots first, actually.
Speedy Tiny.
Yeah.
Hasn't leveled anything up skill-wise yet. 4 stacks, trying to dodge them. Even with those boots, it's a difficult task against Arfu.
Arfu wasn't manly enough. I would have predicted it.
Go for the kill. He wants to bully Pasha for a little bit instead. So down on his bottom lane, Roger and Pasha pairing up together. Tiny still going for a wander, tosses the Shadow Demon to get a CS.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Value.
Might as well. Yeah.
If you've got mana, use it. Setsu fake pumping that split earth.
I hate it when people don't use their mana level 1
Same.
because the mana regen just doesn't kick in, and you're like, why do you even have mana regen?
It's a wasted resource.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Setsu here, 3-3 against the 5-2 of no one. Gets another
No one's
nice-
gonna win the lane for a little bit until Lesh gets like level 2 Lightning Storm and then CS with that, just because of his attack animation.
Yeah.
It's too good.
And up top, Lanham and Flyby. Up against Ramses and Solo. Warlock with Wraith King, tons of sustain there, so they can keep Ramses in this lane for extended periods. But you've got this real strong double strength bully lane. Lanham can stack this camp up, pull across, get that Astral Spirit going. And the Omni Knight's, he's no slouch either. He can pump damage with Purification.
Yeah. Of course, the Degen aura as well. As I said, I consider Wraith King countered by Omni Knight, so the pick really surprised me. Just because you kill the skeletons with Purification all the time. Like, they just die. Doesn't matter what level it is.
Roger absolutely securing the rune.
Yeah.
Does have another Avalanche and Toss, but first blood, no one. Takes down the Lesh in the mid lane. Do we want to rewind and see that?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, yeah, he went for the rune, that's why. You can never do this against Gyro when the rocket is already on you.
Missed the split earth as well. So no one just chases him down. Very nice.
Yeah, I think that's just matchup inexperience, to be honest. Like, everybody knows if you stand in a creep wave, you cannot die to a gyrocopter. If you run to a rune with a rocket on you, you can die to a gyrocopter.
And Roger does get the avalanche toss. Did he spend his mango? I think he must have.
Yeah,
right?
and he had the invis rune as well. Stalking him. Shadow Demon doesn't mind dying though. He had 0 mana, so why not? Kill me.
So farm-wise, pretty even between the two teams.
Yeah.
No big advantages coming just yet. Do we see any real big kill threat in any of these lanes? Who has to be worried outside of that mid lane if Setsu makes another mistake?
I mean, I did not think mid lane was a kill lane, but
Sticky keys.
I hate those.
I think he pressed shift 5 times.
When I played Cuphead, my dodge was on shift, and I just got tapped out and died.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, bot lane doesn't seem like anyone's dying.
Now, Void, Void as a carry, the concept is just stupid. Like, you can't die.
Top lane, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see some action
Possibly.
up here.
Mid lane is the easiest kill lane for VP with the toss back.
Well, there's Roger with a smoke. Avalanche into toss. Lash onto the tier 1 mid. No one's there to clear it all up. Another very nice little kill.
Yeah. I hate playing against Tiny as a mid laner. It's so dumb. He just walks behind you and tosses you into the tower, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, they've got nice vision down. You know, you see that ward a little bit further north from the mid lane.
Oh, he was smoked.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch to nothing.
So Centaur, Pasha, 13 and 5, doing all right down there, getting some CS, getting some experience, not being bullied too heavily back by that RNG dual lane.
You can see the Wraith King now struggling a little bit against the Omni Knight, completely free farming on the lane, of course.
Roger.
He doesn't really do anything here, so he should just go back to mid lane.
Get the haste rune and go back to mid lane.
Yeah.
Again, under Radiant Vision. Lanham pinging it out. Knows the Tiny's coming, very likely that Roger is going to be there. Setsu will give up on that rune grab.
Yep.
Does have the backup of the Shadow Demon. Afu makes the rotation into mid, so they do have a counterplay if the Tiny does swing in.
Yeah.
And there it is, Roger makes a move. Homing missile towards the Lesh. Afu's ready, or maybe not. Doesn't get disruption down. Avalanche is there, but now they see the Shadow Demon. VP very nicely skirting the edge of that fight. Forces another TP as Lanham arrives, but Setsu is kept alive.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't try to disrupt an enemy, go for a counterplay. You know, just choosing to be safe.
And that leaves Flyby alone up here.
Yeah, but he doesn't really care. Like, that lane can't really pressure him.
He's got stick, boots, level 2 purification.
Yeah. Wraith King going for the runes. Easy pickup.
And that looks like 3 for VP. Down bottom, Roger grabs the double. As Pasha was trading hits and trading farm nicely with the Void now in a 1v1. These supports are having to rotate pretty heavily to keep the status quo in these lanes.
I mean, bot lane is just a complete free farm for both heroes because Void will never right-click the Centaur. So Centaur gets no stacks up, and then there's no kill threat without the Retaliate, of course.
4 stacks of Retaliate.
And why would you ever hit him, to be honest?
Yeah.
Just farm creeps.
That's why Monet 26 and 11.
Yep.
Omni up at the top. Not too bad for VP though, as Roger now scouted out by Afu and Lanham. Astral Spirit into the stomp, and this sets everything up nicely for Setsu. Or maybe not. Misses Split Earth. Avalanche from Roger has actually messed up their plans, and he's going to escape. Somehow he gets out of a 3 versus 1.
Setsu's having a really rough game. There was like a really easy stun. But, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want it to.
Don't let it tilt you.
Don't let it tilt you. Although he looks a little bit tilted. Tiny bit.
Just a smidge.
Oh, he hit him.
Ooh.
Gave
Ooh.
Retaliate.
Monet getting a bit spicy, hitting the Centaur. And that's why Astral with the Spirit Stomp and Lanham's there to batter him down. Pasha falls. Well, that's fair enough, Monet. Gets a little one tap in before they actually go for the kill.
Level 3 bash as well.
Roger bullying this poor little Shadow Demon back.
Boing. It sounds so dumb. He throws a sword.
I mean, imagine if it was a boomerang or something. Comes straight back into Tiny's hands.
Or guillotine. Ouch.
Off with his head. Roger from the high ground, again, just punching back Arfu. Such a weird game for Roger. Like, this isn't a natural role, you know, something definable. It feels like he's just doing what he wants, being where he needs to.
He's just pissing them off. He's like blocking stacks. He's just hitting them once and walking away. It's like,
He's being a bit mischievous.
Yep.
Setsu again has this buddy system going. Lanam's there with Arfu, the two supports very nicely rotating between these lanes, and finally they'll get the kill on Roger. Don't let the Ancients take it. Setsu will be able to grab it.
Finally, he connected with the Split Earth after the setup. Confidence boosted.
Morale back where it needs to be.
No more tilt.
No more tilt.
Yep.
So Flyby, Soul Ring, going into phase boots. What's the crown for? Drums?
Drums, most likely.
Quick little three-man shrine.
Yep. Value shrine.
And where's no one at? Double Wraith Band into drums himself.
Yeah, Gyro probably wants to start making some moves soon with his ultimate, as well level 4 Rocket Barrage.
We'll look for some of those kills. Magic damage early on, of course, incredibly potent.
Or he just farms the stack with his ultimate, is also possible. Snowball his own game a little bit more. Now he'll definitely farm the stack with the Flag Cannon, I think.
What do you expect to see from Gyro? Is it just Ags Maelstrom like we usually see?
He's probably going to rush BKB this game.
Okay.
And then, just as you said, Maelstrom Axe is probably the build
And then
up after
Satanic to round it all off.
that. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much just play like a carry Gyro, except you want to go for the BKB a bit earlier because you're going to be fighting more than your actual position 1, which is Wraith King in this game.
And I guess you need the Ags at some point to deal with Chrono. Like, you're going to be hitting in Chrono with lifesteal, no matter what happens. Such a nice little thing, Side Gunner. Well, there is no one farming through a few little jungle camps. Has Ancient stacked up at least once.
Yeah, but you can't farm them right now. There's a couple more levels, couple more items.
Oh, Roger.
Ching.
A few little stacks himself. Does he get both of them here? Should do. Timing
Easy.
looks good.
Yep.
Super simple. Tons of stacks. 1 minute until bounty runes. Should start to see teams prep out and shove these lanes in towards the tier 1s.
Catch up. Why does he say catch up?
I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't actually say it, but it sounds like it. You know what he actually says?
What does he say, Black?
Patch up.
Patch up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, because he's healing him, right? Patch up.
nice.
But I like catch up.
You're a smart man.
Thank you. I hear it a lot. Very humble, too.
So humble, man. Modest as well.
Yes.
Don't forget the modest part.
I am the best
At being modest.
at being modest.
Absolutely.
I'm the best humbler.
So it looks like RNG prepping here for bottom bounty runes. I feel like often we see Dire Team come down here and try and grab it, but nothing from VP down there, and it's going to be a Chrono straight in onto that center of Pasha. Setsu with the rotation, double bounty runes for them here, and VP, they do make the move up north. They're going into Flyby Omni though, and he's incredibly tanky. Still has a purification to go. No one Ramses moving forward. They want to chase this Omni down, and with an avalanche and a toss, they might just have him. No one's there with the magic damage, but they've let him slip on by. Flyby finally dies. That took a lot longer than expected by VP.
A lot of space and incredibly greedy by the Omni Knight. Because if they're not bottom and not middle, where they're going to be? Yes, they're going to be taking your bounty room.
Did he get the rune?
I don't think he did. He did.
He did. Worth it.
Perfect. Actually, it is because there was a lot of space.
Yeah.
They were chasing him for like, what, 20 seconds?
Tons of time.
Yeah.
And that allows, catapults to come here and do, 200, 300 damage to the tier 1.
Lulus, yes. Yeah, rushing for the BKB after the drums.
Good call.
Very good play because obviously, as we just said, I'm the best. No one knows that I'm the best. So
Can't be
that's what I
denied.
do. Exactly.
What we're seeing here from Monet. Hand of Midas.
Into Maelstrom.
Actually treads double Wraith Band and then the Midas.
Yeah, interesting build-up. But he just wanted to dominate the lane against the Centaur. You can see the CS difference is very significant at this point. 27 denies on him.
That's also really good timing as well. Like usually when we see a Wraith King or a Sven go like phase wand into Midas, it's like 12 minutes, 11 to 12 minutes around that time. Having double Wraith on top of treads and a Midas now. Exceptional farm rate for the Void as Ramses will be able to turn with the help of no one. Arfu is just going to have to give his life. He knows he's dead. They want to move to Setsu next. Another Wraith Fire Blast and Roger's arrival. They'll be able to take that latch down with them. Double kill for no one. VP coming in with both cores to fight.
Actually, Wraith King was farming jungle and the two, I think they smoked up maybe. I don't know what exactly they would try to achieve there, but smoking there with Lash SD alone really doesn't do anything. There was no objective. It was a very odd play. And they got punished for it. Very good rotation by no one. What we like to see.
What's the CS? I'm wondering how Void is so far ahead of the I guess so far ahead. Just ahead of the Wraith King. Lots of denies on that Void though. Very nice.
Yeah.
And they had a Midas. He's used a Midas once. That's where it is.
Dire's top tower is
Maelstrom BKB next for Monet. Lanham should be able to defend this tower almost alone. Can, of course, set up for some TPs if he gets a nice stomp.
They're cutting behind on the Shadow Demon here. And
They have the missile. He has the disruption. Roger does get the end of the avalanche there, and a toss back will allow no one to take down Afu. Has the ET TP'd away from bottom lane as well? Yeah, they're giving up the bottom tier 1 and pushing out both mid tier 1 and towards top tier 2. Multi-lane push from RNG.
while they're still defending the mid tower. That was really good by VP. Getting a tower for no trade is always really, really good. Midas efficiency not there.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. There it is. 5 or 6 seconds delayed.
It adds up.
Yeah.
If you do that 12 times.
Imperfect.
Then
Black, you don't accept anything less than perfection, do you?
I mean, I think 2 seconds is respectable. Of course, I do that like 0.5 max. It's like, of course, ting.
Quick cast.
Quick
Midas
cast.
has to be on quick cast.
Yes. Only item I have on quick cast.
Roger. Bottle, windlace, brown boots. Still not the speediest lad.
He has been running around too much, I feel. Like,
What's his net worth? 2.5?
yeah, like you want to get into a blink a bit faster as a position 4 tiny, because at some point you're just gonna fall off and not really do much.
You'd like, 16, 17 minute blink, but it looks like this might take a little longer.
Yeah, like a 20.
Aim for like 19, 20.
Yeah, around there. I hate this sound. It's not a tree anymore. Actually
Monet.
make me mad.
Interesting. Oh, they've got Chrono, right? So it's just looking to use that Chrono off cooldown, find a kill on a gyro.
Yeah.
Not looking for Wraith King. He's got Reincarnation.
Looking for the gyro, for
Yeah.
sure. He's the most DPS they have right now. And if he gets Chrono, he just dies. They have no save other than Warlock Rock,
Yeah. That's
which
very
isn't
true.
really a save.
And like Stampede, what are you going to do? You can't run out of Chrono. Avalanche to stop Lanham getting a stomp down. They do remove the tier 1 though, and with Monet coming in for a few little whacks onto Roger. Will Time Warp out, but now he doesn't have Time Warp to dodge the missile. Has the Heavenly Grace though. Flyby just pops it over on him. And now the jump back in with the time dilation. No one drops the cooldown. And they've got a stomp here onto the gyro on the far right-hand side. If they can get vision of him,
Chrono
they have a
to
kill,
Chrono.
and there it is. The Chrono's down, and Gyro, he's got a Stampede to try and move himself out, but he's stuck in the bubble. Purification out, but Monet's not got enough damage. VP have managed to hold on and push RNG back, and maybe now look for a kill on Setsu. Tossing the stop, the hand grenade of Centaur, and Flyby's being pummeled by no one. Flyby's done.
Yeah, no chance of getting out here, I think. Possibly.
He's pretty tanky. This is going to take a while.
He has Hood as well, so he doesn't really care about Rocket Barrage.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Slowly but surely, he's trying to TP, but there's the stomp from Pasha. And no one's unstoppable.
Yeah, no one's doing a lot of work this game. Making lots of space for the Wraith King. And I didn't like this Chrono at all. It felt really forced. And he didn't even want to do it at first, He was like thinking, should I do it, should I do it? Okay, I'll do it. And usually, if you have to think, don't do it.
Maybe if they'd seen the gyro a little bit earlier, but they were very focused on that initial kill on Tiny.
Because they blew all their spells on the... Who did they go? Tiny,
Yeah.
was it? Yeah. Lashrock went all in on the Tiny, and obviously without Lashrock, you're not going to kill anyone.
And this transitions pretty quickly for VP into a tier 1 mid.
Looking a whole lot better this game than it did last game.
Absolutely. Slightly ahead net worth-wise, couple of kills ahead. Ramses is looking to hit that timing. He got his phase 1 Midas 12 minutes in, 11:30, whatever it may have been, and 3,000 gold saved up towards Relic.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Not quite Alchemist level, but close.
Not far. Yep. And honestly, no one up at the top, 8,000 net worth. He's honestly had an exceptional time.
Yeah, his
What's
rotations
kill
were always
score?
spot on.
602, that's why.
Yeah. Good rotations, good farming efficiency.
And like you said, the BKB's coming, so good item decisions as well.
Yeah. Very, very good. Like, even if he gets Chrono when he has the BKB on, he can't die. Not possible.
Fly
Pipe
by.
already completed.
It is there.
Yeah. Does Centaur have blink already? No, he went for a pipe himself as well.
Pipe on pipe.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Solo, what do you have? Has he got boots at least? Yeah, he's got double
Double
bracer,
bracer
man.
and
He's
wand.
rolling in it.
Yeah.
Arfu, though, 1,300 net worth.
Yeah, look at the SD though. Whoa.
He's got a Quelling Blade. That's sick. Yeah, he's fine.
I love Quelling Blade on supports.
It's so good.
Don't see it enough.
I never knew it was a thing until a few players like Solo, Vanskor, and these guys started doing it on Ancient Apparition, hiding in trees,
Yeah.
and like defending towers or cutting wards down, killing sentries immediately. It makes your game so much smoother when you have no other items.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking at RNG here. What timing are they waiting for? Cause they don't really have any BKB coming up. You know, it's like 3k gold. They don't really want to wait for 3k gold.
Yeah.
They want to get a pick off or two, of course, with the Chronosphere, but VP is just sticking together. Doing a really good job at sticking together.
And it's not like RNG can walk into Roche and feel comfortable about fighting there, right? With Stampede, Fatal Bonds, Golem, Cooldown. There's so many ways for VP to fight into Roche. RNG need a team fight first before taking any objective, really, not just Roshan. And now we have no one with a BKB. Bottom tier 2 down. There's the scan onto Roche from VP. They feel like it's happening.
They just have no damage for Roche. Like Radiant doesn't. They would need at least a minute and not realistic. They would lose too much of the map.
Do they have Medallion on Omni Knight yet?
I think so, yes. No, they don't.
It's coming out on Courier.
Ah, okay.
It should be on Courier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could help them a little bit, but you're right. Both these teams really do want to clash, have a good head-to-head.
Yeah. So they're going for 2 BKBs now on the Radiant side. I guess that's their big timing, but at the same time, you don't just want to sit back and have Chrono off cooldown, you know. You want to use it at least for one pickoff. Maybe kill a Gyro, Centaur, whatever.
Yeah.
Even a support could be worth it.
Again, it's a resource that you can expend. Try and leverage yourself a little more map control, a little more advantage, especially for that Roshan take. So Ramsey's really close to Radiance. I think he's pretty much got it off that top creep wave.
Yep.
Yeah, it's coming out on Courier now.
That's the Wraith King timing.
19 minutes, perfect.
And they have the BKB on Gyro as well, just completed it. So let's see if they want to make a move with it.
And there's Pasha. Nice Yule. Setsu.
Ah, no way.
Homing missiles way too far away, but they've got the Centaur Stomp, and there's a really nice kill on a core hero. Lesh way out.
Yeah, this is the unsafest lane in the entire game right now.
The
He should
elbow
not
of
be
that
there.
bottom lane.
Yeah. If anyone's there, it's the Omni Knight.
Flyby. Perfectly fine to walk on by.
No problem. Void is getting really fat though. Like a Void late game can easily outcarry the Dire lineup here. So maybe that's just their goal, you know, just like get into late game with the Void. But again, Chrono has been off cooldown for what, like 4 minutes at this point?
Yeah. Especially with Axe Blessing now. Like Void previously used to feel like he hit a wall at some point. But with Axe Blessing, he feels like he's been revitalized almost.
Yeah, the 1 minute, what, 1 minute cooldown I think it is on Chronosphere?
Yeah. 60 seconds.
Yeah. It used to be so much better though when it added an additional second as well.
Oh,
as reducing
yeah.
the cooldown. Long time ago though.
But then they added the talent, right? If you go for the big AoE Chrono talent.
Yeah.
Little Imba.
I hate that talent. Because oftentimes you actually sabotage your team.
Catch your teammates in it, yeah.
Or even if you don't catch them, it makes it almost impossible for certain range heroes to hit anyone.
You have to be able to 1v5 your opponents. Like if you go for that talent, you have to have enough damage to kill everybody in it.
The backtrack is just like way too good.
Potentially a second life.
Yeah, 25% to just mitigate any damage. Especially when you have like a butterfly with it.
Oh yeah.
You take no damage. Physically at least.
Mid tier 2 getting a bit of harass here from Ramses and his bad gang of Skelly bros.
Yeah, and this is when Wraith King is so good. When you just have these, when you just have Radiants up, you had a free game, you just push down these towers when they can't fight you. Very easy with the skeleton armies.
So what's next, do you think, for Ramses then? Okay, he's queued up Blink. I was going to ask aggressive Blink or maybe the AC.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Blink into AC.
Okay.
Because you would definitely want to buffer the Gyro as well. He's going to be hitting very hard too once you hit that AC timing.
That minus armor's real nice. Here's the Chrono, finally utilized, but the Gyro goes BKB off first, so no one can escape. Setsu's there, walking into cooldown. RNG, this is troublesome for them, but they get the Yules, and now Monet in with the Heavenly Grace and a time dilation, but VP turn. Great stomp from Pasha. Down go 2 as RNG ripped to shreds. Lanham's trying to punch through into Roger, but VP have the backup of Ramses, finally getting back into the fight, and they force the Shrine. RNG sticking around, Flyby Not sure what he's up to because they've got the toss into Stomp, except Monet's got that trick up his sleeve, the time walk out. VP, they've got Fatal Bonds out. Void's in onto Solo. Wants some retribution, the Heavenly Grace and the BKB expended. Monet's there, but he's not getting any bashes. RNG's not on his side. Finally locks down Solo. Gets another one in. Warlock's gone, but VP, they're going to get their cores out of this. At least Ramsey should survive. Pasha, too many stacks of poison up, and they've got a disruption. Wraith King's caught in the back. Stomp onto 2, though. Void, do you have a time walk? Can you get out of this one? The stun from Wraith King. They've got the damage, but he gets himself just barely away. Scraping by, and Pasha ripped apart by Setsu. Another kill onto the Tiny. Again, they set up with that Yules in the split earth, and Ramses, he should have been out of this fight 5 minutes ago. Yeah. They stuck around way too long.
Like 2 or 3 heroes even respawned, they kept TPing in, and you gotta respect the enemy shrine in this kind of situation. Your Gyro's dead, you get 2 kills, good, leave. Because right now they lost a lot more than they should have.
Like, did RNG even buy back anyone?
Nope. They just waited for
respawn times, TP back in.
Gyro got super unlucky though. He got like triple bash twice. Like the bash procced another bash. Like 2 times in a row.
Bash on bash on bash.
Yeah. This mechanic is so strong. If you get like a triple bash with 1 bash, because then you're gonna bash again after that. Have to shoot a random, right?
Bashes all the way down.
Yeah, I love bashing people.
So where are we now for VP? Weird team fight, little back and forth.
Yep.
RNG now in the lead. And neither of them went Roshan, neither of them got objectives. It was just a massive fight down in that bottom shrine.
Up here, Chrono up again. That was a very long fight.
Monet not going to find anyone down at the southern shrine.
Does Lash have a BKB yet? Close. They should wait for the Lash BKB until they really take a team fight. Tiny has to call out here.
Tiny, and there's the stomp. Monet, get a couple of bashes in. Roger down.
How did that happen? He just walked up and ulted him. Here's a blink there on Tiny.
No idea. Well,
a bit cocky maybe.
They get the tier 1. Roger unable to really mount a defense.
That's the BKB.
Lots of pings come out from VP.
They want to defend it, but they can't.
They noticed that the Lesh TP'd home, but Lesh has boots of travel, so he can rejoin this fight potentially.
I guess they can. I was lying. I was pretending.
Just a prank.
Yeah.
So Lesh BKB, Yules, boots of travel.
It's a long TP. Oh, yeah. Monet also realized it. Oh. I was like, oh no, don't do that.
Dear.
Yeah. It's a
Getting
5
a little
second
bit close. RNG have kept this top tier 1 alive for so long.
Yeah.
Flyby's tower.
Yes.
No one touches Flyby's tower.
He has a Solar Crest now completed as well.
And
faces with Solar Crest, he's gonna hit so fast and hard.
Mjolnir Solar Crest.
No, Midas, Treads.
Lots of time walk into it. No. No one wants a butterfly. Still pretty distant from it.
Very smart play by the Void. He jumped into the rocket instead of away from it.
Yep.
Most people don't know it actually just makes it explode.
Same with Storm.
Yup.
Ramses jumps straight in. Alpha doesn't quite get disruption down. Forced staffed away. It's a stomp onto the back. ET's caught. Pasha looks to turn with Roger now. Monet, time dilation's out onto 3 of them here. He's holding that Chrono for as long as he can, and they've already lost the Shadow Demon, but I think VP will like to get out of this fight as quickly as they can. They've been chronoed on the Gyro. Wraith King can't get back in, but he's going to have to. Does catch Setsu, but they've got the ability to walk this one off. Gyro with a BKB, trying to battle into Lanham, but the Force Staffs and maneuverability of RNG are giving VP problems. Another time dilation, and VP don't have spells anymore. They've got no Stomp, no Fatal Bonds, and Monet has heals behind him to allow the sustained fight to continue. That's a big crit. Ramses had a big crit there on Monet, but the Lash Rack with a Split Earth will be able to isolate the Wraith King. No one can't rejoin. Solo's being chased back into his jungle, and Virtus Pro yet again split down the middle.
Virtus Pro tunnel vision completely on the Shadow Demon, and then the Lash just destroyed them with the newly picked up BKB.
And this was just when RNG got their items.
Yeah, like an anti-timing for VP, so to speak. But they're still building up their next layer of items, and they took a fight when RNG just completed their set of items. Solar Crest, Mjolnir, BKB.
Like counter timing.
Yep.
Fatal Bonds from Solo. Upheaval to give him a slow. Arfu has died Down bottom lane, it looks like, but a tier 3 here for RNG.
That's
It's
worth
the
it.
objective.
Tower is gone.
That does seem
Getting
to
in
be
some
focused
lag
on.
training here on the Void with a level 20 talent.
Okay.
Double the jump distance.
Very powerful.
Did
Especially when you want to catch that gyro, right?
Yes. Did not skip leg day.
And he's already got enough attack speed.
Yeah.
Don't need more. Lotus next for Flyby's Omni. Homing missile, Wraith King, Fire Blast.
It's just all
pretty
about
much it.
keeping your Lash and Void alive.
Oh, Dispel Fatal Bonds, of course. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Dispelling Fatal Bonds incredibly important.
2 dispels.
With a Heavenly Grace as well, yeah.
Of
And
course,
Lash
they
has
have
a
2
Yules to do it
BKBs
to
as well.
himself.
Yeah.
And BKBs. Yeah, solo. The Fatal Bond's not going to be that potent this game, it feels like.
Not anymore, at least. Yeah. He didn't even skill the talent either.
Yeah.
He also realized it.
No point.
Yeah.
So RNG just kind of reassessing the situation, grouping back up together. They've pushed out their waves, and VP are now the ones that are not necessarily on the back foot, but they're reacting to what RNG have been doing the past minute or two.
Yeah, and the course this game is going right now, RNG has better late game, like way better late game, and easier to execute team fights. So let's see what they do. Do they just walk into Roche, or are they going to try to find a team fight here?
Well, it's definitely
Just into Roche.
move into Roche. Flyby and Monet, 2 in the pit. Lanam, Arfu, the support system, the saving power, out on the rim of the fight that potentially could be brewing here, but Virtus Pro don't seem to be contesting.
Yeah, they didn't know. No
Roshan
wards in
has
the
already
area.
died.
I always wonder, is it more effective to Solar Crest your Void for the 80 attack speed, or Solar Crest Roshan for the -12?
Ooh,
I never did the math on it.
me neither. Do you want to do that later?
Sure.
Yeah, do it over dinner?
Yeah, why not?
Sounds good.
It's a great dinner topic.
Ramsey's Skelly time. Great thing about Wraith King, you're always perpetually shoving out lanes one way or another. It's you with the Radiance or it's your Skeletons pushing out
He's
as
going
well.
Hyperstone into BKB. Very interesting. I think AC is way better this game.
Oh. Feels like he's struggling against the less damage.
Yeah,
Soul
maybe.
Catcher, Soul Catcher.
But Void is also beating him up. So
That is true.
So either way, they have like a very good mix of physical and magic damage right now on the RNG side.
That's one of the reasons like Leshrac, SF, heroes like that have always felt pretty good to play, right? You've got a mix of damage types. Ember Spirit is another one I love as well.
Yeah, I mean, they just open so many carries up if you have these heroes middle.
Virtus Pro. They have hit another item timing. Yet again, we're talking about Crimson Guard on this Centaur. Butterfly on no one's finally completed. They're starting to look towards the kind of tertiary items now.
Yeah.
But they are walking into RNG.
I saw with RNG though. They're getting really big on the heroes as well.
And they're not showing anywhere. RNG are very kind of timidly holding defensive positions across the map. They're getting bounty runes now, of course, but no one's showing on lanes. No one's a target to get jumped on.
It's going to be a hard fight for VP the next one, because Void obviously is the agency. He already has MKB completed, just as the Butterfly was completed. So it's already countered.
Oh no.
He was saving up money. He was waiting like to see what no one is buying.
Poor no one. I mean, no one was saving as well, right?
Yeah.
He was keeping his hand as
So they
close
kind
to
of
his chest as
out-mind game
possible.
each other.
Well, I mean, do you remember the? I mean, you must remember the days we used to see like a gyro would buy a talisman to fake the butter,
Yeah,
watch his opponent buy MKB, and then sell a talisman and buy something else.
Like
Like
Skadi
Rapier.
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Skadi or whatever. No one seems to do that anymore. It's very much when you have an item in mind, you're committing to it.
Yeah. Rage can ping in. This Void should not be scared. He's a boss, but he is scared. Not anymore. Is he scared or not? Decide.
Yeah, very indecisive. I think Monet's he's arrived at the not scared.
Yes.
Homing Missile does bonk him on the head. Centaur stomp to chain stun a little bit, but they've got the Heavenly Grace on this Monet Void. Stampede cancelled out by the Yules. Stomp not going to come through, but they've got the Split Earth and the kill on Centaur's there. Monet wants to go with a bubble. A blink out from that Tiny, it looked like, does get him away from danger. And the jump in from Ramses with a golem on their heads. The Fatal Bond's going to work, but there's the Guardian Angel. BKB on the gyro does keep him alive from the magic damage, but not from the hits from the Void. A call down onto their heads, but RNG are battling through. No one's gone with no buyback, and Monet is basically 1v5ing. The damage he's got is unsustainable. A triple kill for Monet, nothing left for VP.
Yeah. I mean, as we said earlier, Face's Void in this game, late game, it's not even late game, it's mid game right now. He's so farmed. They just have no way of contesting him with all the heal behind him.
He still has Aegis.
Yeah, Heavenly Grace on him, he is unstoppable. You can't stun him, you can't disable him.
And there goes a full lane of barracks.
Yup.
Virtus Pro, they can't even get in here and sort of poke and prod at this RNG side. They'll try and commit now. With a buyback from no one, Ramsey just wanders straight on in, but the stomp is there, and they've got this counter initiation down pat. The 4-staff out for Setsu to reset, and Monet just battles into the Wraith King. Ramses, he's just got to run back to high ground. Flyby's 1v2ing by sustaining past no one's damage. Setsu with a beautiful split earth, and as Monet Void is continuing his beyond godlike streak. Go for Pasha. One last hero remains. Solo's back up in 10 seconds, but we've got no buybacks for VP.
Yeah, Gyro bot back, died again.
What's Void's attack speed with Solar Crest on him? Oh, GG. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he just pounded them to nothing. Making it look easy again.
Whew.
The game looked so close for the longest time in this game, but it just suddenly just completely destroyed them.
That's VP out.
Yeah, I mean, not unexpected. Like, I'm actually really sad to say that I kind of expected him to get eliminated, but once they reached the main stage at TI,
who do you reckon?
Yeah, Monet. He was pounding. He was pounding real good.
72%. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like VP on main stage just doesn't look like the VP they usually are.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had like a little bit of a decline in the later part of the year already, but at TI they just never seem to be able to make it work. Like, their drafts aren't really good, and their plays are, you know.
It's a far cry from the VP we used to see, where team cohesion and team fight synergy used to be super on point.
Look at that Void damage. He dealt more damage than the entire team combined almost.
34,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.2 on the Shadow Demon, 7.6 on Lanham. Well, there we have it. 2-0. 2-0. RNG dispatch with Virtus Pro in a best of 3 pretty quickly. There we have it. We will throw it over to a break and return with the panel not too long.
Yeah. Goodbye.